Jamie Carragher is a complete and utter disgrace. His comments regarding Afcon and African football in general have to be regarded as highly insulting. How dare he insult the African game, insult the pinnacle of African football, the Africa Cup of Nations. And the irony is, the best player in the world right now plays for the team he played for and he supports, who is African. And it just shows how hard the tournament is to win in the fact that Salah has played not one but two Afcon finals with Egypt and he's lost both of them. That just shows you how difficult it is to win this competition. And for him to sit there and say that Afcon is not a major trophy, I think it's a disgrace. Now, just because, Jamie, you weren't good enough to win a trophy at international level, it's not for everyone. You couldn't win a Euros, you couldn't win a World Cup. The Afcon is a major trophy. It's a continental title. You used to win it and play in the Confederations Cup before that was abolished. This is a huge competition watched by over 1 billion people around the world, not just from Africans living in Africa, but by the African diaspora living across the world, as well as football fans in general that love to see the sport. That's why the channel you work for, Sky, have purchased the last two Africa Cup of Nations and have showed every single game from the competition on those channels. It's ridiculous. It's such an insult. And this is a player in Mo Salah that has given so much to Liverpool. He's basically carried them essentially to the Premier League title this season. He's got to win the Ballon d'Or, especially if Liverpool go on to win the Champions League. He's not just the best African player, he is right now, Mo Salah, the best player in the world. And that's coming from an Algerian that don't get on with the Egyptians very often. But for you to sit there and disregard his Continental Cup as not a major trophy, I mean, what's that all about? And fair play to Micah Richards and Daniel Sturridge for coming out and saying that Afcon is a major tournament, it is a major trophy, and putting it right. But what's wrong with him? He assumes that Egypt have to win the World Cup. Have to win the World Cup for Salah to win a trophy at international level. Well, no, he can win the Afcon. And the irony is, Morocco, another North African country, nearly won the World Cup and got further than England did in the last competition. So even that doesn't make any sense. So I've got to give credit to Richards and Sturridge for coming in, because that could have been left quiet and everyone could have just assumed Afcon was a nothing cup. Let me tell you, Afcon for some people is the best time of their lives. It's the calendar when they look at it and they go, oh, when's the Afcon this year? Or when's the Afcon next year? Let's get together, let's watch it, let's go along to it. Let's do watch-alongs, let's have the family over, let's cheer in the street when we win a game. Listen, you cannot disregard that trophy as not being a major trophy. It's one of the biggest football competitions in the world. It's watched by over 1 billion. And you've got to look at some of the quality teams that have won it. Ivory Coast, Senegal, another team, Senegal, of Sadio Mane, again, a player that won the Champions League at Liverpool. Again, a competition disregarded. Algeria winning it in 2019, Cameroon in 2017. You've got to be a big, strong nation to win it. And if Salah's lost the final twice, it's by no means an easy competition to win. And I think you've got to look at the bigger picture here. As a whole, is Afcon disrespected by people from outside of Africa? I mean, the fact that we even have to debate whether players can be let go by their clubs during the season to go to the tournament is a disgrace. No club should ever be holding their player back from going to an Afcon. That is ridiculous. The fact that the audacity that teams will go and pundits will go, oh, maybe Liverpool shouldn't let Salah go to the Afcon, maybe they should rush him back. Maybe Man United shouldn't send Onana to the Afcon. What are you talking about? This is international football. This is playing for your country, for pride, for the badge on the shirt, for the country of your blood. That's what it's all about. And to suggest that clubs and money in the Premier League should supersede that is ridiculous. Afcon's 24 teams now. It's an ever-growing competition. I'm certain, more than certain, it won't be long till it goes to 32. It's going to be a huge competition this year in Morocco. It's, you know, Morocco in its proximity to Europe. You're going to have a lot of people going to that cup. You're going to have big stadiums filled up. You've got new stadiums. It's a country hosting a World Cup in 2030 as well. I think Carragher's outrageous. And for him to say that is not just an insult to Salah, not just an insult to Afcon, but an insult to African footballers and teams and countries around the world. I think it's really bang out of order. I don't know why he said it. Salah doesn't need to win the Afcon to win the Ballon d'Or. Salah, the way he's going, if the season stopped now, his goals and assists, he's got over 50 and it's February, is unbelievable. For Carragher to come out and say that, I think is absolutely ridiculous. So really shameless comments. I'd like to see players, particularly African players from around the world, come out and sort of talk about what he said and play it down, because I think he needs to come out and apologise for those comments. And well done for Micah Richards and Daniel Sturridge putting their foot down and telling him, look, it's a big trophy. Of course it's a big trophy. And Richards and Sturridge aren't even African and they know it's a big trophy because we all do. But the disrespect it gets, it's seen as more of an obstacle, something in the way of the season. But for many people, this cup is what we look forward to, and we're certainly looking forward to it here back in December. So let me know your thoughts on Carragher's comments. I can't post them because of copyright reasons, but you'll find them everywhere. Disgraceful, really. Salah is the best player in the world right now, and trust me, Egypt are going to be one of the strong favourites for that Afcon. With him, you got Marmoush and Man City as well. They're going to be a good side playing in North Africa. So let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you next time.